going to go from bad to worse for Ubisoft with its upcoming Star Wars Outlaws release on Steam. The game is just barely inside the top 250 for the most wishlisted upcoming Steam games. And again, it comes out literally tomorrow, November 21st. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. I encourage you to become a subscriber over there, join our mailing list, and become a paid subscriber as well, and help support our journalistic endeavors over there so you get hard-hitting articles like this one where we do not back away from the truth. We are fully user-supported. So come on over and join what we are doing here at Fandom Pulse. So if we look at the Steam DB most wishlisted upcoming Steam games list, we see that Star Wars Outlaws is in the 249th position. Absolutely disastrous for this game. It's supposed to be coming out tomorrow. Anyone trying to tell you, oh, the game sales will just increase massively if it's released to Steam, I think this game is going to disprove this. It shows that people are not interested in purchasing woke, DEI-infested games, no matter what platform they happen to be on, whether that is Steam or Epic Games or PlayStation or whatever. I mean, I think we have enough evidence of that to the contrary, but I'm still seeing people try to make this argument. You can look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It was released on Steam back in February. $200 million impairment charge from Warner Brothers Discovery. You can look at Tales of Kinzera Zhao. They released it on Steam. They started laying off people. Unknown 9 Awakening released it on Steam. They're laying off people now as well. Reflector Entertainment is, which I'll probably cover in another video as well. Do have an article up on Phantom Pulse for that as well, if you want to check that out. But anyways, back to Star Wars Outlaws here. 249th. It is in the 249th position, and it only has 6,789 followers just a day before it goes on sale on Steam. This is catastrophic for this game. It shows that gamers are not interested in what Ubisoft is trying to sell with this game. I think it reflects the absolute damage that Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company have done to the Star Wars brand and IP overall. It just is not where it used to be, and they have no one to blame but themselves. They created a smuggler game with a female protagonist. Ubisoft knows that gamers don't want to play female protagonists. They revealed this back when they released Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where they showed that 2/3 of their players chose to play Alexios over Cassandra, yet they continue to try to push these female protagonists, and it is done because of the agenda to push feminism. And that is what it is done for. That is specifically done to push feminism, and for this quote-unquote representation agenda is what they use as the excuse for it. And what ends up happening, it fails over and over and over again. And so let's kind of provide a little bit deeper analysis on this. So obviously, we already know that this game underperformed sales expectations. That came from Ubisoft in their first half 2024-25 earnings figures report. They did not provide any actual sales numbers, but we do know from Insider Gaming, it's a rumor, they claim that it did do 1 million units in the first month that it was released. So that was extraordinarily low, because we do know that an analyst was expecting that the game would do at least 5 million units. And he thought that was on the conservative end. He thought that was actually really low. And he was like, what is going wrong here? Why am I coming up to this conclusion despite you telling me how great this game is? And well, it came in at 1/5 of what he was expecting was low numbers. So that's how bad this game did. And we have actual numbers to kind of back that up, right? They said that they were supposed to be, Ubisoft shared that they were supposed to bring in 500 million in revenue for the second quarter. What did they end up doing? 351 million, 30% less than what they were expecting. And they admitted that most of that did come from Star Wars Outlaws, albeit they did note that some of that was driven by X Defiant. And I think you can look at some of the other things that they released in that time, Skull and Bones, that Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, etc. Obviously, those games being released on Steam after they had been released earlier in the year, specifically with the Prince of Persia game. But then we had this conference call, earnings call, that Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot participated in. He was actually asked by this investor from BMO about the sales curve for this game. And so this is what he asked. On Star Wars Outlaws, obviously off to a slower start than you guys wanted. Can you provide a little color into the sales curve there more recently? Have you guys started seeing things pick up? Can you talk about any discounting you might be doing or strategies for discounting into the holiday period would be helpful? So obviously Guillemot is not going to talk about the sales curve at all. He completely evades this question, but he does answer it somewhat. He says this: on Outlaws, what we can say is that the 3 title updates that we've delivered at the same time, we've been observing substantial positive community sentiment improvement. Remember, that's how he was marketing this game beforehand, positive community sentiment. It was like, but then he comes out and says, oh, our sales are underperformed our expectations despite having positive reviews and this positive community sentiment. So this is a bunch of BS that they are trying to use to get people, sucker as many people as they can into purchasing this game and supporting their company. The biggest update is still to come by November 21st, and it will come on the same day as the first big story pack and the launch for Steam. So we're putting ourselves in a position to have a must-play game that should address a mainstream audience for the busy season, also to be a long-term seller. I think that this is complete and utter fantasy land here. This game is not going to be a long-term seller. I think these Steam numbers we're looking at right now, 249 on the wish list, only less than 7,000 followers. If you look at the Twitch data, no one is playing this game anymore. No one is streaming this game anymore. No one is watching people stream this game anymore. It is pretty much dead and completely stagnant. And the fact he doesn't actually give an update on what the sales curve looks like in this question, I think is evidence of that as well, because he completely avoids it. And if it was actually going up, you think he would be talking about that, right? He would be like, oh, it's really doing well. The things we've done are actually improving our sales. We're seeing a 20% increase now, but he's not doing that. He's literally not talking about it whatsoever. He is walking around it. He is completely avoiding it. And that is extremely telling to me. Nevertheless, Guillemot says this: it has great quality, and the team wanted to make sure that we will remove a few frictions and then implement some gameplay mechanics that will certainly delight the players. There's no one playing this game anymore. He did go on to indicate that there would be promotion for the game through the Christmas season. He says, yes, we will be planning some promotional support throughout the busy season. So they might try to sucker people in with some significant discounting already, even though the game literally just came out in August and they're releasing it to Steam here tomorrow. So it's going to be really bad for this game. I think all the data points to the fact that no one's playing this game anymore. It's completely stagnated, and it is going to have extraordinarily low player numbers on Steam. And I think the real question is, how poorly will it do on Steam? It's not how successful will it be. It's how low will those player counts be? Will it even hit over 5,000? Will it hit 2,500? Does it even get over 1,000? Are we looking at Concord level numbers here for this on Steam? Does it not even get over, what was it, 700? I think was Concord, 700, 800 around there, if memory serves. Does it even get to that? How low does it go? I'm not sure. I mean, what we're looking at now, it looks really, really bad. I think obviously it's probably will get over 500. I don't know if it gets to 1,000. I don't know if it gets to 2,500. I think 5,000 is a reach, but I think there's zero interest, zero hype for this game. Doesn't matter what kind of changes they made. This is not Cyberpunk 2077. This is a game that was rejected earlier this year, and I think people are going to reject it again on Steam. That's what we're seeing. 249 on the wish list. Only less than 7,000 total followers. But let me know what you guys make. How low do you think this goes? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.